Hello, everybody. So, what do y'all think about these new rules came out today? Hey, Cookie. Hey, Seven. I get these links out first. Let me see. I spent more. I spent more time getting links out than anything. Now the computer saying not responding. Laptop. Now I gotta go over to another Hangout. I think I spend most of my time on Hangout. Let me give it Diego. Who else I'm forgetting? Oh, you at work? Mr. B. Hold on, Mr. B. I forgot to add you. Gotta go over to another hangout. Where is he? Mr. B. There's Mr. B. Let's see who else up here I need to add before I can come on over here. Big City. Hey, Amanda. Hey, can I get more than 2 likes? Oh, y'all too scared. He touched grounds that nobody should be touching. Hey, Mr.
Hello. What are we? We're Pleco Whisperer today. How you doing, Pleco Whisperer?
Oh, yeah, it's Pecker Whisper.
Sometimes I gotta look to make sure.
You got to make look sure what I'm doing one day after the other. You
Right.
never know.
I was talking to
You
Pleco
know,
Whisperer.
I will never do this or no Plecker, no Big Easy.
No. He's much better looking anyway, Pleco
I
Whisperer.
know.
The big easy guy, he's a lot better looking than you are anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, can't help that.
See, the thing about Big Easy, it ain't easy being Big Easy.
No, it's not easy being big easy. And I mean, I
Mm-mm.
choose to fill Pleco Whisperer. And like I say, you're not quite as good looking anyway.
I know that's so sad, but the one thing you got to realize, Big Easy don't do stuff like this.
No, he doesn't. No,
Mm-mm.
he wouldn't really be discussing things like this. So explain
Mm-mm.
this, because I'm probably out of touch here. What are the new rules that we're talking about? What are the new rules?
I mean, like people like to go to your channel and ask for subs. You're
Yeah,
not allowed to do that no more. Sub for sub. They try to cut that off.
yeah.
Then
Now
they.
they governing, because I'm seeing that in a lot of live streams. I'll be in live streams or I'll be somewhere, and for that matter, I'm a moderator on some channels and stuff. And I'll see that people are, they're asking us to not allow that because I think they know more about it than I do. So it's kind of neat to have. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how are they monitoring it? Or is it just that if they see that, they're not monetizing them? Are they going to time them out? Like, how is that working?
The thing about that is, I mean, what the computer gonna say? You saying the wrong thing, they're gonna cut you right off.
So is it
That's
too
what they
urgent?
doing. If it's too much wrong thing going in your stream, if
Right.
somebody come in there, the part I don't understand is that my biggest argument is because they so strict what the people that live in America
Well, you're
with
right.
cussing.
Now we have to be careful what we're saying here right now too, Mark. But I mean, yeah, we understand there's language.
I mean, that's the rules. But
There,
my argument is, what you gonna do about cussing? I mean, if you say the wrong cussing word, what they gonna give out a list of words you cannot say? They
well, I
consider
think that
as a cuss word.
we can set that on anything. We can set that on everything. There's stuff like that on. You can go in and anywhere on YouTube. They always had this. You could put certain keywords or phrases if people typed them in, that it would
Hmm.
sort of block them until it was analyzed or something like that. So I get that. Now on a live stream, if we verbally were to say the wrong language, and I'll put it that way, if we were to use the wrong language verbally on a live stream, is there some kind of computer thing that picks up on that language and it's going to automatically hold it
Cut
for
the stream.
or cut the stream or something?
That's what it's doing.
It is okay.
Hey, if you say the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, something go on.
So it's probably wrong phrases, not just words, but phrases. If you string together the wrong things, it might trigger it as well.
You might trigger that computer to cut your stream.
Right, right. So you have to be careful what and I mean, we won't tempt fate here. We won't try anything like that.
But remember, how long ago I was on Big Easy and we started, you said cuss word, $1.
Right. Yeah. Well, Big Easy's already been in trouble before, so we're not going to push our luck here on Pleco Whisperer either. But yeah, you got to watch. Now we know like about music, of course, we get that things that are copyrighted. We always knew that something was
Right,
copyrighted.
we always knew that. I got strike for copyrights and I ended up getting a strike for a video
Now tell me
that
something.
I didn't do.
How are they getting? I know people who have recently done that and they're getting away with it. They either have a radio playing in the background. I hear that a lot. There's no problem. Now somebody else lately, I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody lately took some old video and then they overlaid some images with that old. Um, so old television programming, and
Right,
they used the vocals from that, and they used different video themselves of their tank or whatever and stuff. And you probably know who I'm talking about. You've probably seen it. And I know
right.
he's a friend and everything. But I'm wondering how come that's not wrong? How are they getting away with that? But yet, if
Because
we
they so big in YouTube. It's not going to affect the little people.
okay,
It's going to affect the little people. It's the big people going to get away with it.
you're probably right.
Because
Yeah,
they make money for YouTube.
that's true. I mean, if it's somebody who's big and monetized and they have a lot of commercials going on there and they have a certain number. I don't know what those magic numbers are. So we don't know the algorithms. We don't know what the magic formula is.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's controlled by people, but we don't really understand all of the ins and outs. It's like a lottery all the time. I swear, like trying to know and understand. It's crazy.
Right. To me, it's like, remember that movie Terminator? They're
Right.
letting computers take over everything now.
Well,
And eventually they're gonna be like Terminator around. Computers are gonna start taking over everything.
right. Well, see, for me, it's a hobby. This is a hobby for me. I'm never going to be I'd be very surprised if I was ever monetized. I don't really expect to be. It's a hobby. I enjoy the interaction with yourself and a lot of other people. I like watching the different videos. I like supporting the community. Aquariums are my hobbies, and so this was just an extension of a hobby for me. I
Right.
don't have camera equipment. I don't try to make big productions. I try to put a video out here and there once in a while of something fun that I'm doing. Maybe it's a little bit entertaining. I'm president of a local fish club that I have here in the area.
Right.
So I first started sort of making videos for educational purposes for the club, or I started videoing some of our club meetings so that other people could see them later. And then a good
Hmm.
out for them was to first put it on YouTube. Now that was some of my old channels, and that's gone now. That channel doesn't even exist. But so it kind of got me started with saying, "Hey, I'm going to do Mr. B's fishing things." So I'm never going to be big time, and I don't care about that. That's fun, and I enjoy helping everybody. But at the same time, when you don't really understand the rules, how do you follow them?
You know, hey, it's my playground. I make up the rules anytime I want to.
Right.
And that's how it is.
It's
You
just
pay to
hard.
somebody else's playground. What you got to do? You got to go by their rules.
Well, it's like hey, it's hard to follow the rules when the rules aren't clear.
But it's my playground. It's my rules. I can change it if I want to.
Yeah.
They don't care what. They gonna change the rules when they want to change the rules.
Well, they've done
What
that.
can we do? Nothing.
They did that to us quite a few times. You know, at one time, I just barely did become monetized right before they changed it. This is about a year ago. I was just
Hmm.
barely reaching the numbers, and they changed it just as it was happening for me, kind of thing. And I was
Right.
excited for a minute, and then it was boom. All right, now we changed the rules, and we changed the hours, and we changed the subs, and all that sort of thing, right? And that's fine. I mean, it didn't really affect me that much because it just simply doesn't matter to me all that much. But I have to admit, it is exciting to reach certain numbers and milestones. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing something, like people like what you're doing. You know,
Yeah, I mean, it's something for me to do. I'm disabled. I'm in the house in the wintertime. I can't do nothing in the wintertime.
right?
I'm too scared to go outside and do something. What I
Well,
can do? I
do you
stream.
do you get a little bit of income from this at this point? Are you making anything yet?
Pennies.
Well, yeah. I get it. I mean, I realize you got to be huge to make anything. You know.
You don't make. I make pennies.
Oh no, I get it. I'm not
I
making.
don't even go on Big Easy and stream. I be over here on Plecker Whisper.
Well, you know what? We joked about it when Big Easy became was in timeout, and Pleco was started to get a little bit bigger. I remember teasing you and joking back then, and I said, "You want to bet Pleco Whisper gets bigger and becomes monetized before Big Easy?" I used to tease you about that, and
I know everybody did. Plecker Whisper ain't gonna. I say Big Easy ain't gonna never get magnetized. I said forget it.
yeah,
I gave up on it. I started busting my butt over here to get this one magnetized.
it's funny,
The next thing I turn around, I go look over there, and I'm magnetized one day.
right?
I'm like, are you serious?
And then what's funny though is, and then at an entry level, it's a person makes like $3 a month or something stupid. You know, it's like, oh, that's great, lovely, wonderful. So you're kind of busting your balls for nothing. you know, it's,
For $3, that's what he's doing.
right?
Unless somebody give you some money on super chat,
Like a super chat. There you go. You know,
that's it. That's how you make your money, a
that's
super
how you.
chat.
And
But then
when
they take the money out of that.
now the big guy, there's big guys. Now we know without even saying, we know who the biggest guy is in this game on for YouTube in aquariums. We know who it is.
Right. We know it is.
And now he's at the point where he doesn't even care if he gets a super chat because he makes enough money, and
He
that's
makes
good.
enough money. Super
You know what? I mean, I support him, and I think that's great and everything. But to get to that level, that's not going to happen. But he had to work for it. You know, there's a
he
lot of
busts his chops to get there.
that's right. Made it a job though, and that's what I keep telling people: is the only way that's going to work is you got to make it a job. If you make it 40 hours a week, you do your research, you make all the efforts. It's a job. So you've bought yourself a job. That's all you've
You
done.
got a job here.
Exactly.
Kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself. Go out here buy all this expensive equipment to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah. Well, and good for the one that wants to do it. Personally, I don't want to do it. I use a phone, I use an iPad, and I have some fun, and I just sort of showcase what I'm up to at the time. And if it's not fun for me, I'm not going to do it. This is literally a hobby, and it's for fun. And when YouTube first started, it was all about just a little guy with a camcorder. It wasn't
That's it.
this isn't Hollywood. You know,
Mm.
kind of lost sight of that, and that's what it's become. Is now it's high production with editors and spend hours on working on stuff and big programs and big cameras and freaking.
Editing and
You're crazy.
I went out here. I bought me a decent mic for my desktop. $29. They ain't paying no big money to get nothing for this.
Yeah, and that's the extent of what I'd be willing to spend as well. There's only so much money, for
I
a
ain't
hobby.
trying to get rich.
No, the
You
money.
can get rich. You can go out here and spend $2,000 or $3,000 for a laptop, a desktop. All these cameras, all this equipment for what?
No, I agree with you. The money's in the tank for me. I mean, and then the hobby is showcasing what I've accomplished in my hobby.
Right. That's where your money's at in your hobby. I put my money in my fish tanks.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that's my hobby right there. It's my fish tanks. Ain't it like I just started doing fish tanks because of YouTube? No. I've been doing fish tanks since I was a little kid.
That's right. Fish tank is already your hobby. YouTube's an extension of your hobby.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's the same thing for me.
When somebody want to go out here and think they gonna breed every fish, they keep changing their mind on fishes. They think they gonna breed every fish. Oh, I just killed this fish, so I go buy another kind and go on and on and on and on and on. But they never count how much money they don't waste on fishes that they should just kept
Hmm.
and taken care of and learn how to breed it.
Well, that's true. Some people don't stay long enough to dedicate to it. Like look these big guys I'm looking at here right now. I need
Right.
a big tank, and they're going
Mm-hmm.
to a long time. That means I got to dedicate a lot of work and space and tank to them. It would be way easier to put, I mean, this is 200 freaking gallons, right? It would be nice to have 20 fish in there, not three big fish and a couple of dithers. Like
Right.
it's
But
the same.
those are you know how to take care of them. You know how they act. I remember that time you said your son's tank. I can't go put my hand in that tank. They would tear me apart.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That ain't my tank.
It's true. It's absolutely true. We were downstairs with the Jags one day. I remember that telling you that, hey, I can go over and feed them and I can very carefully get in there. Now, he can put his hand in there and watch TV. It don't matter. They won't bother him. They know him. It's funny how a fish will know the different people. We don't equate them for knowing that. But if I put my hand in there, man, they're biting me.
They
It's crazy.
gonna bite you. Why you in my home for? You
That's
shouldn't
exactly
be
it.
here.
Yeah, they've gained a trust with him because he's taken care of them for years now.
Right. That's right. That's what I'm saying. People gotta say what they know for.
Yeah. But no, I don't
Me
like.
is Placos.
Yeah, that's true. Because you know what? They're very shy. Pleco's a very elusive, very shy fish. Nocturnal fish.
They don't like to be bothered.
No, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. You don't. I leave them alone. I don't go. People like to change water all the time. Peckers don't like water. Don't like clean water.
Right.
You keep changing that water, they ain't gonna never breathe for you.
Huh.
That I know of, cause I done did my research and I know Pleckles.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm not gonna spend no $200 for a Pleckle.
Man, isn't it crazy what some. When I first got into the hobby, plecos were. I mean, we just called them algae eaters or sucker fish,
Allergy eaters, right? They was allergy eaters.
and nobody really had any love for them. They were just sort of an extra. You got one as an extra or to try to clean the
In
glass.
tanks.
Funny though, the popularity and now the L numbers and the research that they've done, is that ever an area of fish that is just blown up? But I can't. The value of some of them is crazy.
They ridiculous how much.
Yeah, it is.
Cost of fish is going up. Why I don't know.
Well, for me, I mean, it was. I always liked the diversity of fish. So, like, it's funny, saying this. People go through evolution in aquarium keeping. I find, and I've seen this a lot of times, is that they start off with a little aquarium and they kind of get hooked. And it's they normally because they start with too small an aquarium, they end up crashing it. They don't understand why. They eventually learn about the nitrogen cycle, and that's what helps them is because they get a little tank. Oh, I just want a little tank, and then they get a bigger one, and they get hooked on it, right? And then they kind of get what I call Noah's Ark syndrome. They want two of everything. So, they want to try every fish they can out there and they get collectoritis and get two of everything. I
Hmm.
want two of this and two of this and get way overstocked, which leads to multi tank syndrome. They have two tanks all of a sudden. You've got all kinds of tanks. And I mean, I'm still there. I don't know. I literally have no idea how many we have, and we don't count them because I don't want to know. And we're planning an expansion here soon. I'm going to be tearing down this fish room you guys are used to seeing, and I'm going to be moving it to my basement.
Okay.
Um, So as you know, recently, and that's kind of why I haven't been very much recently, is my mother's health is very poor, and she is going to
Yeah,
be moving.
no, she been keeping you occupied.
Yeah, that's right. So she's going to be moving with us now, and she used to live independently. She's in her 80s, but she's going to move in with me now. My wife and I.
Okay.
As a result, this room she's going to need this room that I use, which is just a bedroom in the house. So that's fine. I'm going to move all the tanks downstairs. and do a fish room in my basement, which I
See,
probably
but the thing about that, you're gonna have to ask her, does
yeah.
she want to keep a fish tank in that room
No,
before you
I
do
have
anything?
said though. She says she wants her own fish tank, but what she wants to do is I'm gonna set her up like a 4 foot, like maybe a 75 gallon.
Yeah.
Let her pick the fish she wants, and she'll just pick some small fish and grow them. So,
Okay.
but her eyesight's kind of poor, so it's got to be something that's going to be big and colorful and interactive. She wants a big, colorful, interactive. So like maybe an Oscar or maybe even a flower horn or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So it's big. She can see it when she goes to the tank. It comes and gets excited to see her, so she can feed it. Something like that.
Okay.
So that's the plan. And we're going to move all of these tanks downstairs, and that'll give me an opportunity to actually expand a little bit if I want to. Kind of deciding if I want to. But so many times I see everybody does a fish room, and one of the things they do wrong is they don't plan for later, so they end up redoing. So I'm going to try to plan for later. So I think as soon as I make the move, I'm going to move everything to a central air system. So all the tanks will be run off air, all in the same air. Uh, I can kind of plan to do the whole area off the same air and to do. I've already got big electricity down there. That's easy. So I don't know. I'm going to try to plan a whole room instead of doing it and then adding to it and then redoing it and tearing something down and replacing
Oh
it.
no, that's the worstest thing, to moving big tanks around because you didn't put it in the right spot at the right time.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to try to plan ahead. So my son and my son's very big in this hobby as well. He's going to help me do it, and we're going to make a big fish room down there. There's nothing down there right now anyway. There's a bunch of workout equipment that nobody uses.
Mm-hmm. I'd have had my 75-gallon for over 20 plus years. I
Wow.
only moved it one time
Nice.
before to put new carpet down.
They talk about old tanks. I don't even know what that is. I've done all kinds of tutorials. I mean, I know what it is. It's when it's stagnant, but really, I don't understand. The older and more established a tank is, the better. You know?
The older tank is what?
The better it is. The older a tank is, the tank is, the better.
Yeah. I love my 75-gallon.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It's a 75E. I don't think they make 75E no more. There's some people realize what's a 75E.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
won't
they do.
look at it until you look on the side of it. And you
Right.
see how wide it is on the side. That's how you know it's a E.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, they would call it a breeder now. They sort of changed the terminology. Now they make the tags squattier and they make them wider, so they call them breeders. So they call them talls or long breeders. So and the E would be a breeder today.
A E would be a breeder today.
I think so. I think that's the term.
Okay.
But it's like we used to have the 33, which you never see that anymore. I got a couple of those, and the 35. So the 35 was the same tank but taller. The 33 was squattier, but it was and then they would make them deeper. So some of them they would make wider and deeper,
Mm-hmm.
and other ones are kind of taller, so it's more of a face tank. So, but they're not very deep.
They're not very deep. Oh, that's those short tanks.
Yeah, yeah,
And they long.
right.
And I don't know. I mean, the new tanks here, I don't care for them.
I like the old. My problem is,
Right. I like the old faithful tanks.
yeah, yeah. I like glass, and I like the big old thick glass tanks. That's what I'm into.
That's what I like.
I don't have an acrylic aquarium, and I'm not opposed to them. I like the big old heavy glass, the thick stuff.
I don't like both fronts.
No, I don't have a bow front. I won't have a bow front. I don't like them at all.
See? I mean, you could tell whoever been in the hobby for years
Can
that
yeah.
none of us like bow front tanks. They're ugh. Mm-mm. I don't trust them.
No, you can't repair them, and you can't trust everybody that has one. They get to be a few years old and then they break. Every time you hear about that, you hear about bow front.
Hmm.
So, and it doesn't look right. The refraction wrong because of the glass. It doesn't look correct.
And that's how you can tell somebody been in the hobby since they was a kid or just came into the hobby.
It's true. Yeah.
And
Well,
they didn't raise up round tanks.
I did my video on my retro tank when I set that up. So I did go
Aquarium.
tank
I don't know how she started loving those other tanks. She
I know.
has a prettier bowl front.
Yeah.
Diva does.
I'm a little surprised.
I know. I think somebody gave it to her for a gift or something. I don't think she went out here and bought that tank. She have never told me that yet.
Yeah, she might have got a good deal.
She probably got a good deal on it.
Yeah.
That's why she ended up buying it. It had to be a good deal.
Right.
For her to just come up with one, she's old school.
Well, and she's wise. She's not stupid. She wouldn't. She wouldn't waste her money on something that wasn't going to be a good deal.
Yeah. Right now she loves it. But you don't know. She changed.
Yeah. Maybe.
I
Oh,
showed she get mad at me. I showed it on my video. You
yeah.
can't say that word no more. YouTube don't like that word no more.
Yeah, and you got to be careful what you're saying. Um,
Correct. You can't type words.
right.
They don't that word right there, they consider as a cuss word, I bet.
But you know what? Then they're going to catch on to other things we say because we say things like "got you."
You can't say that no more.
Right. So now that's going to change. They're not going to
They
allow.
they keep coming up with all these new things,
Right.
and
And every
YouTube is getting hip to it, and
phrase.
they starting to cut it out.
Yeah, we come up with a new phrase. They're just going to enter that in the computer, and the algorithm's going to stop it.
They just cut your channel, cut it.
And there's nothing you can do about it, by the way, because
No,
like at the end of the day, it's their platform, it's their rules, and they
like
could
I
change rules
said,
every
it's
day.
my playground.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do about it.
Nothing. You playing in my playground. You got to go by my rules.
That's right. Exactly.
How your parents say, you in my house, it's my rules. You don't like it, you can get out.
Yep. And they have the right to do that, I guess. If you don't like that, then guess what? Just you be smart enough to go create a platform that you can have thousands and thousands, or hell, the hell with thousands, millions and millions of people come and use it. Good luck with that. You figure that out.
That's true. Steven said Plucker Whistle is 15 away from 1K.
Really? I didn't even know that. I can't see the chat right now. I'm just on my
I
phone.
know, that's what she.
Yeah, I usually have two devices going. I'm sorry, people. Chat. If anybody's asking me or saying, I apologize. I don't have the chat up. I can't see it at all.
Yeah. But I mean, it's gonna be some new changes. I said it at the beginning of the month. For the last couple months, say March is coming up. They gonna start. I ain't gonna say that word.
Yeah, there's going to be some changes, but they kind of got to change the rules because it's a lot bigger game than it used to be. It used to be a few people and a lot of watchers, a few creators, a lot of watchers. Now there's a
Right.
lot more creators.
All right. That's why I keep saying they gonna end up if you don't get in before a certain enough of time,
Right.
they gonna end up raising it up so high you ain't gonna be able to get in.
That's correct. That's already happened to me. That I literally just like last year this time, I just made it under the wire and they changed it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. It didn't really matter to me a whole lot. I just like following it because you feel good about it. You know, you kind of think, oh, look, I got more subs. That means they kind of like what I'm doing, right? People
Right.
like what I'm doing, or oh, they like me, or whatever you want to call it. You know, I mean, I don't care who you are. You got to look at it a little bit. And I know they say the numbers don't matter, and it's about watch hours, and it's about watch time, and whatever. I get all of that,
Right.
but mean that you don't feel good when you look up. Of course you do. You know, you say, "Oh, that's cool. That's great. Look at that now."
Right. I mean, you gotta be careful what for. I mean, like last year, I was almost at the borderline
Yeah,
for Big Easy. I had to wait almost a whole year before I got in.
right. Okay, so what are the magic numbers right now? It's 1,000 subscribers.
It's 1,000
4,000
subscribers and
watchers.
4K.
Right. See, now that's what's funny is because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, but I have over 4,000 watch hours easily.
Right.
But I don't have 1,000 subscribers.
Mm-mm.
So, in fact, I have two videos that each have 3 or 4,000 watch hours on them all by themselves. So between the two, I probably have 7, 8,000 watch hours, um, and regularly all the time. But I don't have the subscribers. My subscriber count's nowhere near there.
Like
I'm
I'm
only
15
six
away
and a half.
from 1K, but the problem is I need 900 watch hours
Now,
before they change it.
because does the live what? How many does the live streaming count? If you post that up,
Yeah,
so
the
it
live stream
because they
counts.
it as a video. It doesn't count during the live stream, does it?
I don't know. I got it from live streams.
Okay. From during the live streaming or during a replay?
No, during the live stream. I'm not
Explain.
monetized on Peckle Whisper.
Okay, which explains why everybody went to live streaming. Like, listen, at one time there was 2 or 3 people live streaming. You were a big live streamer, and we came in and we would live stream and I love the live streaming. Believe me, Mark, I love it because we interact. We get to do what I'm doing.
Right.
I come on here, I talk to you, we interact. Or if I'm not on with you live, I get to type and talk to the people in the chat. It's
Hmm.
different things, two different little live things going on. But it's very enjoyable. It's very fun. It's interactive. And the interactive place like that you provide, and you're one of the few that provide it, and I have to tell you, by the way, totally thumbs up. I love that you provide this platform for us
Mm,
and be able to do this. So I thank you for that personally. I really do. It's
thank
also
you.
a good place you provided for people to come in that are not familiar with being in front of the camera. They're kind of shy. They don't know what to do for live stream. So they can come in and get comfortable talking to you, talking to me, talking to Jesse, talking to Diva, talking to whoever's on here, right?
Whoever's on here, they come in here, they can learn. I mean, we
Exactly.
talk about other things. That's one topic.
Exactly. You're honest to God. You're providing a platform, and I love it. You're providing a place to learn and grow. So for anybody that hasn't thanked you, I want to thank you on behalf of them. Thank you very much for doing that for us. Um,
You're welcome.
Now, what's happened is at one time nobody live streamed; it was all videos. Now you get everybody live streaming, and they're getting away from content. People aren't making videos anymore, so they get their hours from the live streaming. But
Hmm.
hours from live streaming, it's good when you're live streaming. But I'll be honest with you, I almost never go watch the replay of a live stream. If I wasn't on your live stream, I don't go watch it later to see what happened.
It's too long. Everybody say 8 hours.
Yeah,
How do you do 8 hour streams?
I'm not going to do that. It's I catch you when I catch you, and I come in for an hour or two. I chat for you for a little while.
Hmm.
I'll play in the chat a little bit, or I'll come on live with you and talk for a while. And I love doing that. But I'm not going back to look at the replay.
Mm-mm. I don't go back. It's too long. But the 8 hour stream gives everybody enough time to say, "Oh, Mark gonna be on for 8 hours," so I can always got somewhere to go when I'm down or depressed. I need somebody to talk to or have some fun. But I know he's going to be there. It's like cheers. Everybody know your name. People come in here like they got problems. I talk to them about it. Everybody welcome. It's not just based on this fish. Peckle live stream playlist take a day of work. That's true. They're 8 hours long. They are 8 hours long. So how you doing today, Diva? Mm, Seven Alexis. She's at work making her some money. Vanessa. Oh, somebody loved me. They gave me a dislike. They probably long and gone. Honeybee went to sleep. I mean, I'm probably the only person that mentioned this. Wow, he brought it up out the blue. That is strange. He went to two touchy grounds. No touchy touchy. I wonder where Jesse's at.
Well, I got a phone call. That's what happened there. Am I back?
Yeah, you back.
I got a phone call all of a sudden. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to leave you hanging.
Oh, I had a sick joke to tell.
Let's hear it.
Was that Joey calling you?
Was it who?
Joey.
No. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
I heard you talking about me.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? You didn't say my name, but I knew you meant it was me, didn't you?
I know you talking about me. I was there.
Yeah, you want to arm wrestle? No, I think he's a cool cat, but
He's nice.
you know what? We're really no distance apart from each other, but we don't interact.
Mm-mm. That is so weird how close y'all is to each other.
Yeah, that's right. But it was cool of him to mention me lately there, or whatever. So I really appreciate that. That was nice of him. I like.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'll call a spade here. That guy worked for where he's at. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Freaking right. He worked for where he's at. He was doing it when nobody was doing it, and he worked at it, and he made it a job, and it's still a job. So nobody else was willing to do all that, and half of them that are now, they're just sort of redoing what he did before. And if you think you're doing something original, you go look for that, and I bet he did it already.
He done thought about it and done it already.
Exactly. So I'm giving credit where credit's due. There's a reason that he's where he is. There's a reason he's top dog is because he worked for it.
That's true.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of people maybe disagree or they don't like something and there's haters and whatever. You know what? You're just jealous. What happened to being happy for somebody else that's successful? If you make it, you know what? I'm happy for you. If I make it, I hope you're happy for me. There's lots of room. It's a big pie. We can all have a piece. It's good.
That's true.
Really,
There's
though.
enough room for everybody.
Exactly. Yep. Are you getting a call now?
Yeah, that's on my cell phone.
Now I'm gonna cut you loose, man. I'll come back in the chat and talk to you guys a little bit, whatever. But I can get off here for a minute.
All right, then.
Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. I love having you on.
Appreciate it, man. Talk to you again soon.
Okay, then, Mr. B.
Huh? What's up? I'm gonna be that's what I'm gonna do on stage, real. Yeah, everybody bless you, bro. No, stop. I'm gonna talk to anyone.
Tag team.
But
You talk about my daggone tank.
I came up to Chris.
There's nobody else coming up?
Make me come up in here.
Oh.
Yeah. You had to poke the bear, didn't you?
Like when I do something and I'm scared it's not gonna be funny and I do it anyway and people laugh, that just be really like them.
Hello.
Like people be like, make yourself happy, and I'm like, I can't make myself happy if I'm not making others happy. Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Has been very open about his life and struggles.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Vanessa, what is your opinion?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
I might just end this and come back with another topic. It's been on for 45 minutes.
Hello. Hello. You don't see me?
What's your opinion? So they won't say it's too long.
Not gonna lie, it was kind of funny when David said for it. It was really kind of funny for real. When he said, "I've had people DM me saying, oh my gosh,
I think I should change it and go back.
and when he said that,
Cut it.
When you go to sleep at night, when you look at the morning, when you fall to house, I'm like, he said,
You didn't see me.
I feel like he has, I feel like people have said that ironically, and he saw that.
Why?
Like he said, people have DM me saying they have taken their lives.
Why not?
Bad. Like,
Keep it going. I ain't keeping it going.
laugh at it. Right. When you go to sleep at night.
I ain't get nobody's opinion except his.
I mean, if somebody DM'd me that, I'd probably take it serious too. But I don't really take it serious if I do. I mean, honestly, if I made beat music, I would take it seriously. But I'd be like,
Ain't nobody stand up here, so it says keeping it going.
Hello.
Hello.
I've been here for 5 minutes.
I can't
I
hear
don't know
you.
what's wrong with this doggone thing. Make me. How are you?
I'm fine.
Sitting up talking
I
about
got
my
nothing to
daggone
complain
tank.
about. I ain't talk about your take.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
heard that. I heard
you
the
don't
whole
like
ain't
no
nobody,
fun. You know,
ain't
everybody have a
nobody.
certain
If
take
you
that they like.
if you old school, you ain't gonna have no bow front tank.
You
I
won't
don't
have
like
no
them.
bow front tank. What
Things
makes you
is,
buy a bow front tank?
I love them.
Since when?
Like forever. That's why I bought one. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't like them. Hello.
You didn't raise up on no bow front tank.
You don't know that. You don't know
They
my whole
just can't. They
history of
ain't been
life.
around those many
Yes,
years.
they have. Yes, they have. Yes, they
When
have.
they start making bow front tank.
Octagon tanks and Bowfront tanks were always popular.
I
Yeah.
remember the octagon tanks from the 70s and
Mm-hmm.
the 60s.
Whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
I just love messing with Diva. She gonna kill
I
me
don't know
one
why
day.
you may. You know I ain't feeling good today. You got to make me come out of character. Up
Let's
in
gotta
this
have some
piece.
fun.
Hey
Huh?
y'all. Hey y'all. Hey Lexi. Hey Vanessa. Hey Mr. B. I was on here just talking, kept saying hello, hello. Then I was like, dang, my picture ain't even showing up.
He wasn't there. I did when I heard you.
I don't know what's going on with Hangouts. I don't know if it's because of all the Google stuff. I don't know. But
It's
anyway,
all weekend has been acting up.
how are
I
you
can see
doing?
my stream. Man, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah. How's your leg?
The bruise is clearing up. It's still red.
That's good.
I'll go back to the doctor on Wednesday to see what they're gonna do about these kidney stones and this gallbladder that they had
Lex
surgery on. Something's wrong with that spot.
Lexi said, when are you doing the kimchi challenge?
Well, I don't even know what kimchi is.
It's cabbage. Oh, nasty cabbage.
Honey, I don't do cabbage.
Thank you,
Lettuce,
Vanessa.
cabbage rolls. You trying to give me all that gas for?
Yeah, I had a stomach virus. I'm just now starting to feel halfway decent.
I know you've
I
been
had
sick all.
chills and everything. I was up till like 4 o'clock this morning, so I didn't even go to work.
Mm-mm.
Then I came back. I was on Monster Stream for a little while. Then I came and took me a long nap. Now I'm
Mm.
up like a light bulb.
Who I was messing? Oh yeah, Imani this
Yeah,
morning.
I was in his stream for a little while. Then
Yeah.
I had some chicken broth and went took me a long nap. Then woke
Mm-mm.
up.
Oh my god.
Kimchi. Well, the reason why I don't care for kimchi is because the lady I used to work with
Mm-hmm.
used to prepare it in the microwave. Oh my
And it
god.
stank.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You couldn't even eat in the break room.
It's kit.
Joseph's here.
Oh no, is that stuff they used to bury on mash? They used to bury it in the ground.
I don't know. I just know it
They
doesn't
did
smell
on
good.
mash. They used to have a pot and they buried the cabbage in the ground on mash.
I don't know. I don't remember. Hey, Joseph.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm trying to pretend like I'm okay. I'm irritated.
Oh, bless your heart.
Thoroughly irritated. A
Uh-oh.
combination of things. At this point, I'm kind of really, I want to send like an evil email to aquabid.com
Uh-oh.
because I just don't like, I'm really irritated by the website. I, I'm just really irritated. They try to keep it like it's just some straight old fashioned HTML, like it's Craigslist or some garbage like that, and
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know.
completely and that's fine. It's like the concept that people, especially the OGs or the old school crowd, they like it all old school and just HTML. They don't want a bunch of garbage on. So fine,
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. My problem is it was a seller. It's completely unexplanatory. There is no information here, and
Uh-oh.
I don't know if somebody out there that's listening here knows Aquabid or sells on Aquabid and actually knows. Like, I created 2 listings, but it doesn't explain or show anything on how I could like actually manage my listings, my auctions,
Wow.
or edit my auctions. Like, I mean, I used to have a store on eBay, and it's all pretty easy. I know at that point you've got a software application that you're doing it through. I was literally running it through a software application and all that stuff, but I should be able to, it should be really easy. It should be right here on the screen, and it should like be like, manage your auctions, view and edit your auctions. Like, it's like after I make an auction, there's nothing. Like, I have no way to go besides finding it on the website manually.
Hmm.
I don't see anywhere here where I can track, manage, edit, update my actual auctions that are live, or even
Hmm.
just view like a list of my live auctions.
Right.
It's got a forbidding for buying stuff. I've got tracking. I can track items. I can track my bids, which I have none because I'm not trying to spend money on here. But anyways, it's just frustrating
Yeah, it
because,
is a little antiquated. I used to look on there all the time, but I've never really purchased anything from them.
well, I think they're really, I mean, obviously, right, there's something hidden somewhere. Like, even to
Yeah.
log into my account, it's not like you can just go to the top left or right hand corner and click on the login button and log into your
Yeah.
account. There's nothing like that here. The only way you can log in is by trying to actually physically do something, and then it prompts you to log in because you're not logged in already. But you can't just like go log in and out. What if I wanted to have 2 or 3 accounts and I just want to go up to the corner, click on log out of account, log into another account, or I guess you can't have more than one account per IP address. I don't know. I'm just I think
Frustrated.
it's frustrating and it's not very well explained, unfortunately. Was that someone's trying to call the wrong thing?
I don't know. Maybe
Sounds
somebody's
like
trying to get in. I'm not getting the notification yet.
I don't know who it is yet. Who is it? Nope.
I
That's
don't
my
know who does. I think that might be his regular phone.
regular phone.
oh, it's not the same. That's the same ringtone for Hangouts though, right?
Similar.
Oh, so yeah, I thought it was Hangouts, Google.
Hmm. The only person that I know, and it's only because I just watched one of, and I don't know him personally, but I would maybe he would because I know he has an email. Is the guy that God who just did a video tour of his. Rob just did a video fish room tour, or it might be an older one of a guy, and he sells on Aquabid, and his name is Fish Farmer. And maybe if
Okay.
you connect with Rob, Rob can connect you
Well,
with him. Because Rob said he did say he sells on Aquabid, and that's his seller name is Fish Farmer, I think.
yeah. I think there's something wrong with the site right now, period. Like it's moving really slow.
Hey,
Like you click on a page, you click on something, and you have to wait. You really have to wait. And it's not my internet because I can go anywhere else. It's fine. And I was talking to
Right.
someone else a minute ago, and they said they're feeling the same thing. It's the website's
Oh,
slow right now.
oh,
What I just got to, what does it say? Ooh, what did it say? To edit an auction, you go to the auction page and log in at the very bottom. You can then make changes. And then you go to the auction page and log in at the very bottom. So I have to go find the listing. That's still just goofy. That's not. That's. It should be designed a little better than that.
yeah, it is. It is very old school.
What if I have like 20 things and I need to go look at something or edit it? I got to go through like I'd have to go find the listing on. Literally, go find the listing on the site
Hmm.
to do anything to it. I don't know. I just feel like there should be a page you go to and it's got a list of all of your live auctions,
Yep.
like eBay does it. Yeah, I click on invertebrates and I'd have to sit here and just wait for the
Yeah.
page to load. It's still loading. Still waiting. Still waiting. Anyways, yeah.
You know, I know that I don't know if he sold anything, but I know Jadron, what's his name? Jason from Jadron Aquatics used to use Aquabids a lot, but I don't know if he ever sold anything on it. But that used to
Well,
be like his favorite go-to place to buy fish.
yeah, I clicked on invertebrates. It took forever, and then I get an error 22. I've never seen that before, but an error message. So there's something's wrong with the site. Oh, and then
Yeah.
I click it the next time, and it pops up like nothing. That's
Hmm.
what's so weird. Anyways, let's see. Makes me want to make
MSAWAD up.
some videos on Aquabid.
Uh-oh.
What is the MSAWAD up?
I don't know.
Okay,
Rowley?
Blue Steel. I've been selling some shrimp though. That's what's making me want to get on Aquabid because my shrimp are selling on GetGills now.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna have to stop if it works. I mean, I need to make some money to go to Aquashella, but at a point I'll have to stop so that I don't run out of stuff. So I can keep. I'm not gonna. I've got like my A-team tank, and I'm not selling anything out of that. Not right now. Okay. I can go down to the bottom, supposedly modify auction. Well, there it is. I'm just rant. See now when you learn it all and you're like, oh yeah, it's all easy. But It shouldn't be that. It shouldn't. Anyways, yeah. If you go to the bottom of the actual auction page for that actual item or whatever you're selling, there's if you're logged in, I guess it'll say seller modification delete auction. There's a little section there. It's got I can log in with my login and password and click modify auction. Well, that was a headache, but
So it just wasn't working?
no, I just didn't know where to find it. I knew it was going to be that way. Same with just logging in. I spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out like looking, giving myself an eye headache, like looking all over the website for like the words login, log in and log out. Like most all websites, it's kind of like just I guess I'm just going on my instinct on what the way websites usually are set up. And that's the problem is I'm assuming. I guess that's the problem. Oh, well, that's interesting too. What it looks like here, I can't change. I can modify certain parts of it. Say the category or shipping methods, but my title and description, I can't touch it. So I guess that's something that these are things that people need to know. Like once you set the title and description, you're done. Like you cannot, I guess part of it makes sense though, kind of because it's an auction and you don't want to edit things after the auction has already started. I get that, but
maybe it's a fail safe.
Yeah, you can edit things and modify like payment methods and shipping methods and stuff. But the title and description are set in stone, I guess. And that's what I wanted to change. I wanted to make sure that I said that how many shrimp it was. In the title, I didn't say 10 shrimp. I just said Blue Steel Taiwan B shrimp.
So usually down at the bottom, don't they have like the quantities and like a picture or something? Are you adding that to your items?
No, I think when
if it's
the quantity doesn't. I haven't had a box anywhere for like.
No, it's like a JPEG file, like an image, and usually it'll say like so many. Like I was looking for Amazon puffers on there one time, and it would just say set of how many, and then have like it was a JPEG file. I guess you can upload, and it would say how many fish there were per sale or whatever. I don't know. It was just I never felt comfortable with Aquabid, so I never bought anything off of there. But I used to look on there a lot to see, because what I would do is I would go there and look, and then I would go directly, like Wet Spot used to sell on Aquabids. Then I just went directly to the site and worked with them. I didn't even go through Aquabids.
Right.
So that's what I used it for. But I mean, I guess people are still using it. It's still up and running. I mean, and I saw some good prices, but I don't know. It's very antiquated. I guess nobody feels like they need to update it. It just looks so, like you said, so old.
I think it's one of the things where the owners, the owners of the site
they're making.
No, I think they're making enough money and they're sitting pretty, and there's no reason for them to change it because they're making their money.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. Well, I do have 10. It says a group of 10 or more. I have that in the description, but that's not. I don't know. I like things to. I don't know why I didn't put 10 in the title. I guess I assumed that I was going to have a chance to do it somewhere else or something. I don't know. Anyways. You live and you learn.
Yeah.
I could technically just delete it altogether and start over again. That seems like that's my other option.
All that working and now you're gonna destroy it?
What? The auction? Start over again. I mean, just start a new auction and have the title be correct, or at least have the amount in it, because everybody else is all the other auctions I see, they've got the amount in their title. And I saw that right after I listed it, and I went, oh, wait a minute. That's where I need to put it because there's nowhere else to put it.
Oh, so in the like when you're looking at it in the line, it says how many quantity, how many.
Yeah, and most everybody's auctions, they've got the quantity in their title or their description. Yeah, and I just was throwing it up there really quick, and it's like it's my first time, so it's okay, I guess, to make make some mistakes. I just have to decide if I want to just take it down and start over again.
Check January VID.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
I'll be back. I'll be back.
All right.
That's the other thing. It says this. The only reason I can still delete this auction is because I have no bids or reserve price has not been met yet. So it's the only reason I can still delete it. So yeah, I should probably. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. Change the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, no. Once I got it all figured out, it'll be easy. And if people are buying stuff through it, I will definitely use it on top of everything else. Like my goal is to kind of have my stuff until I have my own website completely set up and running. I will do like Aquabid and do Get Gills and maybe even eBay as well. eBay's pretty rough too. I don't feel like they've changed too much in a while either, but I had some issues with them. The thing about eBay is you can't get someone on the phone. And I'm not racist. No, and I'm not racist or prejudiced at all, but I hate it when you get to call centers where people don't even speak, like English is not their first language, and you're trying to talk about your money, you know? You're trying to talk about your business and your money and things you're selling, and you don't understand each other because you're just a language barrier and just an accent barrier, and it's human nature. It's fine. But when you're trying to do business, you want to talk to someone who understands what you're saying and you understand what they're saying. That's how I don't know. That was my problem with eBay. Huh?
They just know a certain couple of words in English.
Yeah, well, it's just frustrating when you're calling them obviously because you need help and you're there to try to make money. And it's kind of like, your money's on the line, and I've had a few times where I was just so frustrated, and I don't want to be rude to somebody and be like, let me speak to your supervisor. I'm not trying to come across. Yeah, but I'm not trying to come across rude or ignorant. Like I'm trying to, I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to be that way at all. But
personal.
no, if you can't understand them, you can't understand them. I don't want to get someone in trouble either and like have them like lose their job because I complain that I can't understand them. But it just seems eBay's that way. That's their customer service is kind of how do they call it? They farm it out, I guess is what they say. Amazon's been pretty. I like Amazon. Amazon's customer service is pretty spot on, and they have their call centers. I've noticed are like around the world, but they have good customer service.
The cable company what gets me.
The what? Cable?
Cable company. That's right. The good nerve, didn't I, Joseph?
Well, I don't even have to deal with that stuff, but it seems like those are people that just try to sell you on something more. They want you to buy a different package or something, spend more money.
Especially when you buy something and you don't get the internet speed you want.
Right.
I don't want your TV set.
I don't either.
I want 100 gigs. I paid for 100 gigs. I want my 100 gigs. I don't care how many things I plug up. I still afford to get my 100.
Yeah, there's a TV in this living room, and I never turn it on. It's about to leave in 2 weeks too with her, so that's fine. I won't use it. I don't use it. I don't ever turn it on. I do not. I don't really need it. And I'm not going to spend my money on cable. I'd rather spend my money on quality
Yeah.
internet service. Yeah.
To me, when you got the TV set, it mess with your internet speed. I
Oh,
noticed
that
that.
could be. Yeah, if it's coming,
Every
if you're
time
buying your internet through your service, yeah.
your TV set will slow down your internet. It's like I want it on two different systems. I want one cable for my TV set and one cable for my internet. I
Well,
don't
if
want
you
it
have
on
a
the same.
smart TV and you're using the internet, yes, it's gonna slow it down. I would think is all the devices you having a bunch of devices running too will slow your internet down. I would think. I could be wrong,
Look how
but I
much
think
stuff
it
you got
does.
in your house.
Cause I've been at like conferences and they have to do like before the people come in. If they don't know to boost it, it will get really slow. Most people organizers know to do that, but not everybody does or care to do it. Oh
Oh, I ain't done
gosh.
a speed check lately. I'm gonna go in and do a speed check
Hey,
tomorrow.
what do you use
Shit.
for a speed check?
What'd you
What do you
say? A
do?
speed
Speed
test?
check.
Speedtest.net.
Oh, is it the app?
Speedway.
If you want to use it on the phone, there's an app for the phone. Yeah, but I think you have to kind of have the app to use it on your phone. But if you're on their computer and your web browser, I use speedtest.net.
Oh, I think that's the app I
If you type in
have.
speed, yeah, if you go to Google, you type in speed test, speedtest.net will come up at the top. Usually does.
I use that one. I use the other one with the O in it.
Well, we just paid to get the super duper 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 because my husband works from home. But if it's like a bunch of people here, it seems like it slows down.
A gamer. He must got that gaming. That
No,
gaming
he works
speed.
from home and he because of the industry he works from, he has VPN. So he wanted something faster.
Yep,
Hmm.
he up to the gaming speed now. That's the next one I can go to.
That's the thing. I got lucky. I don't have.
Oh
I'm.
Lord,
I
how
got
much
something special
problems you
set up.
had. Lord, you had so many problems.
Oh,
I
Joseph,
oh.
What are you talking about? No. With
with
the
your
internet,
internet,
in the
remember?
beginning, well, after Irma,
Hmm.
yeah, things changed. But then it got better too because we created a new internet service provider on island, and now I'm friends with the developers. I helped them to put the infrastructure together. I literally donated my time, so I got hooked up with I have an internet connection that nobody else, well, maybe a handful of people have here, like other people like me that create content, or they're photographers that upload a lot of stuff to a cloud. They can get
Mm.
the same connection, but there's probably like a handful of us on island that have this specific connection where it's 8 megabytes download, 25 up. Most people get 10 or 8 and 2. They get 8 down and 2 up. They
Mm.
For some reason, the way networks work, the upload side actually can bog down the network pretty heavily.
Mm.
So unless someone specifically asks for high upload, most all internet service providers are going to give you like a quarter of the upload that you get for download, because it's just, most people don't need it anyways. Most people are
Right.
watching TV, playing games, or downloading anyway. So they always give you like 1 or 2, 3, 4 megabytes upload or whatever, unless you pay for something special or whatever. I don't know.
Hmm.
The dream would be to be on fiber optic,
That's what we have.
They
because
ain't hooked it up in the
but
building yet.
fiber, the key is you want fiber optic all the way. I guess what I've been told is fiber optic can actually get bottlenecked and slow down if it stops at the road. Like you want fiber optic to come all the way into your house to your router box. You want like fiber optic to go into your
That's what they supposedly did because, well,
yeah.
first of all, they just installed it. And my cousin, who's an IT person, told me that when they get ready to, well, they just installed it on a pole down the street. But he said when they come to run it to the house to make sure they have it come all the way in. So we did. So that's why I said it's supposed to be the super duper duper super duper. But I don't
Nice.
know. I know it. I never have any problems. I know that. I mean, my YouTube videos upload in like 5 minutes, so I presume it's
Yeah,
really
that's nice.
fast. I presume it used to. I'd have to set it and go to sleep. Just be like, okay, it's gonna take a while. Now I could just boom, boom,
It
boom.
used, yeah, it was like, especially after the storm, I was literally taking my laptop, which is dead now. I would take my laptop and go down the street to where they had set up an antenna with the free internet that was being given to everybody on island. After the storm. So I literally go and sit right underneath the antenna with my laptop with the battery fully charged and sit there for a couple of like 2 hours
Wow.
and just sit outside and hopefully it didn't rain and just wait for my videos to upload.
Yeah.
It was tough trying to keep up with with YouTube with no power for 2 months,
I could
living
imagine.
sleeping on my rooftop.
Oh. Yeah. Other than that, how are you? Other than aquabids?
Um, I'm okay. I'm in limbo, so
You in limbo?
everything's mixed up right now, and it's going to be a while for everything to
Mm,
set to the dust to settle and kind of regroup. And it's kind of hard to focus right now.
yeah.
And for me, it's important. I'm trying to keep a focus on what I'm trying to do, and right now it's YouTube can't isn't on the top of the list right now.
All right.
Day job needs losing getting laid off from my job and the other stuff
Right.
all at the same time is enough to just like
Yeah, that's a lot.
some was it someone a good friend of mine that a lot of us know was telling me that he is a couple times in his life he's had to just completely like sell all his tanks, break everything down,
Mm,
and migrate, like relocate, do whatever he had to do, whatever things were going on in his life. But he had to literally, um, yeah, like get rid of
reset.
everything and start over. And he's saying it to me like I might have to. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Not right now.
You're not at that place yet.
Not quite. You were talking about on Aquabid. You're talking about shrimp farm, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's the name of shrimp.
The shrimp,
No, no, no,
yeah,
no. His name
not
was
the shrimp farm.
Fish Farmer.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say the
I
shrimp
don't even,
farm
and I
is
don't
the
know
shrimp
how long
farm. Like,
that video was, but it came up. It was Rob um doing a fish room tour, and I remember the guy saying that because he had some angels or something, but I don't remember looking at the date, so it could have been some time ago. But Rob was doing a fish room tour, and he said Rob asked him if he sells his stuff, and he said, "Yeah, this guy had like 70 tanks," and he said, "Yeah," and he said that he was on Aquabid, which immediately caught my attention, and then his name was Fish Farmer, and that's yeah. Like I said, that could have been some time ago because I didn't look at the date. It just came up in my mention, my recommend. So,
mm,
but Rob might know somebody, but definitely Jason. Jason used to buy a ton of stuff off of Aquabid. Now I don't know if he sells stuff on Aquabid, But I know that used to, like, if you look at all his old videos, he was always, because he used to talk about he doesn't know why he calls it Aqua Bids or something about the name, but he bought a ton of stuff off of Aqua Bids. So he may sell or know somebody that sells, or and Jason's pretty good about responding to emails too. It might take him a couple of days, but
That worked. That I figured that out though. That was simple enough in a way. It's just kind of things. It's a little bit of a. It felt like a puzzle there. Just trying to
mm,
find these things on the site, not knowing where everything is.
yeah.
But now I know. Now I know. I guess it's enough for I know whatever.
And aren't there some
At least I
other
could.
platforms where you can sell stuff too? Or is that just the only ones you want to deal with?
I would only want to deal with a place that's definitely like I don't even think I want to mess with eBay. I want to stick with places that are kind of
Hobbyists go.
where yeah, and like the old school people too. Like Aquabit is
Yeah,
still pretty active, and a lot of the old school people still. It's the only place you're gonna find some of these peep readers. The only place you're gonna find their stuff is on Aquabit.
right.
So it definitely it's a good place to be
Yeah.
selling stuff. I mean, I prefer to just have my own website and market it my own way.
Yeah.
Like do the optimization and the of the website. But then
Yeah.
again, someone like Aquabid, they do a lot of their own stuff. They promote their site on their own in their own ways and stuff, so that it's going to be found by people more easily than if I go start my own website. I'm going to have to push really hard for it to be found and search on Google and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
come up on the first page. Aquabid's going to come up on the first page probably, and
Right.
so.
Well,
Anyways, no, I deleted that. You think you were gone there? I deleted that that auction altogether. Started
Only way
over.
he
Yeah,
found royal blue shrimp is on Aquabid. The
I'm the
shrimp
only person
says,
that's got. I'm the only person that's got blue Taiwan bees or yellow
hmm.
Taiwan bees on Aquabid right now. I've been looking everywhere for blue bolts and blue steels, even since before I purchased them, and the only person I could find was Rob from Flip Aquatics in the United States that had blue volts for sale,
Hmm.
and I think I got like the last of the ones he had at that time.
That means it's a good market for them. How much are you selling them for, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
know that's the crazy. I feel really weird. It seems really expensive for shrimp, but they go up and down. No, I mean, things go up and down all over the place. I've noticed
Right.
that the market on certain kinds of shrimp, like right now, it seems like blue dreams are like so hot. Everybody wants blue dreams, and to me, they're just Neo Caridina shrimp. Like,
Hmm.
anyways, no, I've got them on my site on Get Gills, which you can get to my store. Just go to
I've seen it
jhaquatics.com.
because I was going to get
Yeah,
some botanicals from you.
yeah. I just sold some shrimp over there, and I was like, I saw the price on the invoice. I'm like, what? He bought
Hmm.
10 shrimp, and it's $35 for 5 of them,
Hmm.
and
Wow.
that's pretty pricey for shrimp, but it's not for blue bolts.
Right.
I paid $165 for 16 of them when I bought them
Wow.
from Flip Aquatics.
Okay.
I paid for a 10 pack, and then I paid for I don't remember what my invoice was, but I bought a handful of just the straight up like the deep blue bolts, which were supposed to be like his high grade blue bolts, but it was really hard. I mean, they all got to me when they were really really small. They were small shrimp, very like shrimplets. When I got them all, I had to wait for them to get mature enough to even breed them. And none of them were like the colors that I kind of expected. They were a lot lighter than I thought they were going to be, and a lot more stuff going on in them. But I think part of it was because they weren't adult shrimp at all. You didn't know what they were going to look like yet. It's more of like a grab bag of shrimp is what it felt like. But you know, when you start out with 16 shrimp, it's a lot of genetics to play with, and you just leave them alone like I did for a while and just end up with like 1,000 shrimp.
No.
And now I have 2 tanks. I'm about to split it again. I'm about to have 3 tanks of them.
I remember you saying you had a ton of them.
My goal in the end, especially with the blue bolts, because I really, really like them. I mean, personally, they're like my personal favorite shrimp. I just think they're beautiful when they're bred out, when they're really clean and they're high grade, where they're like blue all the way through to the end of the tail, from the head to the end of the tail. I'd like to do a whole baby pool. Like, just start doing bigger containers outside, because I can get away with that. I literally just set up, like, go to a friend's house and set up 3 tubs, 3 big garage tubs.
I think I want to do a tub this year. I'll put my gold white cloud minnows in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Corey's got a tub outside with? White cloud?
Minnows, yeah. I've seen a couple of people do it because you don't have to really heat the tanks. Even though in the summertime, I'm just gonna have to really monitor the water, make sure it's in a shaded area, so it doesn't get too hot.
Like, you saw that on Corey. What happened with Corey's? It had ice on the top, and then the airline got detached, but it's crazy that they survived at that temperature. I don't know what it was. It was 50 something degrees, or even cold.
It was pretty cold.
It was really cold.
He was worried more about the ice crushing him. He was worried that the ice was gonna crush him. Yeah, I don't know, but excuse me, I just love those fish. They are just so underrated. Especially, I like the mountain the white clouds, but the gold ones are they're just so pretty with the red tails and the red fins. It's just a very pretty, striking fish, and they're not they're very hardy and easy to breed. I'm breeding them right now in a 10-gallon, but I just wanted to try it just to see if I could breed them and maybe sell them to my LFS.
All right, that's what I'm thinking about with those tetras, because they bred so easily. Like, I'm thinking I could maybe put a little school of those in a big grow out tub outside with a bunch of floating plants, and just let them see what they'll do. See if they'll just
the ones you got from Peru. The blue ones.
Yeah, because they're doing really well and they're not eating their fry.
That's good. Yep. You gonna do an update video on them?
I need to make videos, period. But I have stuff filmed I need to edit.
I understand.
It's tough right now.
Yep.
It's almost like that's what I should be doing, but part of me at the same time just likes to get on here for a minute.
Yep. I call this cheers, right?
Yeah.
Funny.
It's a good thing. Cheers was a good thing. I love Cheers. Everybody knows your name. Nobody judges.
I got 3 names.
Everybody's welcome. Just pull
That's
up
what
a
you gonna call
stool
me.
and commiserate and talk about fish and.
As Jason said, specialize. What is?
Specialize, please.
I'm trying to stay away from snakes. I've been studying some snake stuff lately, and
I want a ball python, but I've been told I can't have one.
And I've been told by people that I don't want that as my first snake.
Oh, really?
I've had a few people tell me not to get one as your first snake, because they I mean, I grew up with a lot of snakes and a lot of poisonous snakes. I literally, when I was young, I used to handle rattlesnakes and diamondbacks and
Oh.
stuff. I grew up in Arizona, and we would literally catch them in the desert and bring them
Oh.
home and put them into aquariums and feed them rats. And
Oh.
my dad made muzzles for them out of leather. He used to make
Oh.
I don't know what they call it, but it's like a muzzle that they put on hawks. My father's a falconer, and he has red-tailed hawks, or a red-tailed hawk. You know, he's got permits with the government and everything to keep it. But he literally would make those little leather hoods, I guess is what it's called, that you put over the hawk's head so they can't see anything.
Right.
A blinder, basically, to keep them from freaking out or anything. Or
Right.
anyway, so he made something like that for the rattlesnake,
Oh.
and he'd literally have to take measurements and fit it for that snake, and he would sew it in leather and make these little, like a muzzle that you could put and had drawstrings on it, and you could like cinch it over the snake's head, and then you'd have a rattlesnake like on your floor in your living room, and it can't bite you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
it was
deep.
really crazy. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
So
My dad
why
was
not
weird.
why not a ball python?
Not
Not that
I'm
I'm gonna
trying to
get one, but
remember what they had told me. A couple of things. One of I think something was just that they're finicky. Sometimes they can be finicky about eating. They do like to snap, and they're more of a can be more aggressive and can be.
Oh.
I mean, they're docile, like calm, but I've been told that they can like bite. I was told that I should get a milk snake or a corn snake as my first snake,
Is
but
that
that's
what?
like I have no experience with snakes, and I do. But I mean,
Right.
I don't have experience breeding snakes, which is what I'd want to do. I'd want to.
Right.
I could see myself with my fish room and then having like a snake room
No.
with like racks. Eventually, you'd have bald pythons and
Right.
corn snakes and milk snakes and be breeding them. And I don't know. That probably would be it. That seems like a lot more work than I'd want, because then when you start getting into breeding snakes, now you have to like
Incubate them.
and you've got to breed rats too.
Yeah. I
You end
watched that Brian Barczyk all the
Yep.
time.
Yeah, but you end up with like a breeding rack for rats, just to create the
No,
food.
no, I can't.
But if you
No,
think
I
about it,
can't. That's a lot
I
of
would
work.
do that, because now you're like you got to feed the rats, but rat food is cheaper than buying rats probably for your snakes, fresh frozen
Right.
rats. So you would have free food almost free food for your
The leftovers.
for all your snakes.
Leftovers. No, I can't have
But
any. I can't have any. Nope.
I'm not
Well, I
ready
know
for it
D
now.
D has one, and Jeremy has a leucistic. Jeremy's Wild World has. Well,
Yeah.
I haven't
Rat
seen him in a while.
frozen.
Matter of fact,
Medium is
Amber over at
$15.99. Laugh
down the
out loud.
wormhole.
Big City Beta, she has a lot of snakes.
No.
She breeds them for profit. That's how she
Oh.
I think she makes more money off of the snakes than betas, but that's none of my business to be sharing. But she definitely breeds snakes,
Oh.
ball pythons, and other
Big
stuff.
City Beta. Amber?
Yeah,
Oh.
she's really big into snakes. But I grew up with them, and I would be cool. But it'd also be nice to have it on the side. Honestly, on the side form of income. So I just like to have a nice rack of
Was there a
snakes.
market for it over there in where
No.
you
You
are?
ship them, you sell them, just like I'm everything
Oh.
ship it in the mail.
Okay.
No, it's stateside stuff. No, but some of these snakes go for. There's some snakes that
no,
go
I
for
went on his website and
tens.
looked at the prices. They're like $500 for like
And
that
that's
snake Jeremy has.
yeah, and that's expensive, but that's also like cheap. Like super rare stuff is tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh no.
Some of these things, but it's just like with the shrimp and fish. All of a sudden, there's something that's really becomes really hot, and everybody breeds it. Or shoot, and
And
Jason's talking about
saturate the market.
yeah, same with dart frogs. Some kinds of frogs, like everybody, they saturate the market, and then the price goes down, and that's just like the wave of that. You see, I feel like if you're gonna do it, you kind of have to almost have like can't just put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. You know, you got to have, if you're trying to make your livelihood on it, you got to have a
Different
room
ones, right?
and lots of different stuff, something for everybody's personal. That's the thing with the bald pythons is they've hybridized those things so much that
Yeah, they do a lot of mixes. Well, he was here
it's like
like
27,000, just 2,700
yeah.
different species, different variations of the
Well,
bald
he was
python now.
here like 20 minutes from my house. Apparently, there's a huge breeder like close to where I live, because he
Mm.
said he was coming to Dayton, and I live near Dayton. And I'm like, I didn't even know the place was here. I had no clue. But whoever this person is, he said he showed their operation. It was like multiple times as big as his. It was just
Mm-hmm.
huge. But I guess you wouldn't want that to be public knowledge that you have a big place, because people probably freak out if they
Well,
know
not
you're
just that,
breeding. But
but you'd also, if it's a security risk,
yeah, that's
it'd be
true.
like having a grow op or something. Like, you
Yeah,
probably have to have concrete. You want to have like cinder block walls around their property and barbed wire fence and security system and surveillance, because people would literally break in. They would come to steal snakes.
yeah, that's true.
They would come and steal your.
Yeah, but when he said that, I'm like, what? Because he said, I'm coming to Dayton. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, where? Yes, I don't know. I'm sure the people at my LFS, because they have reptiles, they might know where it is. But it was just really kind of weird hearing him say that. And I'm like, I had no clue. And then he did a tour of the place, and it was like humongous. I mean, it was just huge, big warehouses. And I was like,
Mm.
jeez. Yeah. But
Jason was saying he'd rather have a lizard or a frog or something, and that's my thing. I grew up with that stuff too, and it's like I don't want to have to breed bugs and crickets and weird stuff like that in my house.
yeah, my
It's one.
grandson told me he wants a gecko for his birthday.
Yeah, if I did mice, I probably wouldn't even do it on my own property. I would like. I have friends that have land and stuff, and I would have an outdoor, like a coop kind of thing, like for chickens, but for rats, you know, and just
Yeah.
breed rats there and go there to feed them, and that's it. And then I would, yeah, I would do it outdoors anyways. I would not unless I had a facility. Like the smell. That's
Yeah,
the thing
for
with
sure.
reptiles. And
Yeah, that's
even
true.
snakes,
That's true. That's true.
they've got that
But
scent gland.
I
Oh,
held one at the LFS. It was really cool, but yeah, I was told no, we're not gonna get a snake. So that was
mm-mm.
that. But well, good talking to you, Joseph. Good night, Mark. I am
Good night, David.
going to bed. I'm getting sleepy, and I'm still recovering from my whatever virus I had. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah, I'm sending you warm, positive vibes, Joseph.
Oh, thank you. It's all gonna get
You're
better.
welcome. I know.
This too shall pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Good
right,
night,
get some rest,
chat.
David.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
Take care. Who's in this chat? NY
Jason,
Gold cracking his jokes.
he always cracking his jokes.
Yep.
New England Anglers in the house.
And Jason. Yeah, snakes is just something to distract me for right now. I'm not gonna do that anytime soon. I know better. Because I don't know, when you, I don't know, I have respect for the animals, and I'd rather do it the right time, right place, and it's not here and not right now. But I do know that when I go to Dallas, I'm going to. It's definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna get teased a little. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be snakes there in the Amazon room. They will have snakes for sale at Aquashella. It's not just going to be fresh and saltwater fish. They're going to have tarantulas for sale and scorpions and maybe other stuff there in the Amazon room. So I'm gonna want to buy a snake when I'm there. I know that. But I have other people that I've told to keep me under control. Do not let me Do not let me buy a snake.
Snake. You just one. There's just 2 snakes.
Oh, there'll be frogs there too. Yeah, there will be frogs at Aquashella. I meant to do a bunch of water changes, and the lights all went off.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, fine, all right, I missed it. I mean, I could turn the lights back on, but I'm done. I'm such a procrastinator.
At 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, my lights only stay on for about 7 hours at the most. One of my tanks, the light's not even 7 hours because I have super high light on it. And it's any more light than 7 hours and I'm gonna have an allergy. It's just gonna that's what it is right now. I had it on 8 hours of light, 8 or 9 hours of light, and it just turns into an algae fest, and the light is too powerful. It's a what's the name of the light? It's made by Aquatic Life. It's a halo light. It's an LED cluster, Aquatic Light. Light. It runs for like $3.99 is what I paid for the light. It's pretty powerful though. It's a great for like a high-tech tank, and the tank's not high-tech. So it just makes for an algae fest. So no, I keep my lights up. My lights are on. I just changed them actually too, or that tank too. So the lights come on. Some of them come on at 2 and some of them come on at 3. And then they all go off at between 8 and 9 o'clock. They're off. So some of them are even getting just 6 hours of light. But the plants are fine. The plants are awesome. They're healthy. But I'm not trying to, I don't know. To me, 7-8 hours is good, is decent for heavily planted tanks and stuff, and or whatever, like that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I know some people that go hardcore, but then again, they're doing water changes every other day or every 2 days, and they're giving their tank like 10, 11 hours of light. Right. And dosing it with CO2 and a bunch of fertilizers, and they're consistent about that. That's another part of it, is being consistent about dosing. If you're going to buffer the tank with nutrients, fertilizers and stuff, you don't want to just do it when you feel like it. It's one of the things where you want to be on a consistent rhythm so that the plants can get into it. Plants take like 2 weeks to adjust to whatever. So it's like YouTube and making videos. You kind of have to be consistent for a certain amount of time before it pays off. And if you're trying to grow nice plants and stuff, you want to have a consistent rhythm, regimen of what you put in the tank, and the lighting needs to stay the same for like 2-3 weeks before you actually see the true difference that you're going to see from that tank, from those plants anyways. It's like that with YouTube. Like if you want to be on YouTube's good side, you have to be consistent for like, you won't even see them react to you. You have to be consistent for months at a time. And then YouTube goes, oh, this channel has consistently put up videos at this time and this day of the week for a month and a half straight, 2 months straight. And then they actually start to reward you for that. But I've done a lot with plants, and you can do something to a plant and it'll never come back. Like one thing to a plant one day and it might never come back, or it takes 2 or 3 weeks for it to recover from the shock or the stress that you caused on that plant. Oh, boy. And I don't think people think about that when they wonder why, I bought a plant and I put it in the tank and it melted and it just died, and they want to complain to the other person, but they're delicate things. I got hooked up though. I was hoping he was going to be in here. I wanted to say hi to Jesse, but
Jesse must be at a meeting.
Yeah, I got his box today. He sent me some red root floaters, and he surprised me with another plant in there, which I was actually really surprised because it's one of my favorite plants that I can never get here because it always melts in the mail before it gets here. He sent me some Pogostem and Helpheri, which I love that plant, and I've always wanted it. And they still came kind of melted a little bit, but the stems and the root structure are really, really healthy. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be all right with it. I just need to get them into some good substrate and leave them alone.
Yeah.
And see what happens. But yeah, Pogostem and Helpheri, I love that. I love that plant. Just think once it gets a little, if you give it enough high enough light and it stays short, it makes a nice little carpet with nice little curly, nice little wavy leaves and everything.
So now you gotta take care of that in them plants in the morning.
No, I took care of that. They're already in tanks. I took the red
Okay.
root floaters and I wasn't too worried about them. Like, I don't know, I should be worried about it, but I didn't quarantine them. It's literally the red root floaters too, all the leaves fell off. Like the leaves will create its own plant probably just like duckweed, but I rinsed the roots and some of the leaves that were getting roots on them, and I put them in like 3 different tanks. And but I did quarantine the Pogostemon for a little while because honestly, I just want to I'm putting it in a tank where it can get a lot of light. When the tanks it gets the most light so that it can get healthy again. He called it something else though. I've never known the name, that other name. It's Downowee. Downoi.
Never heard of it.
Donowai or Downowai is the name of as another name for Pogostemon. I didn't know that until I looked it up. Because I thought he gave me stargrass. I just couldn't tell what it was because it was melted back so bad. And I asked him if it was stargrass, which is another one I really want. And he said, no, it's Downowai or whatever. And I'm like, what is that?
There's got to be some type of plant.
No, it's Pogostemons. I just didn't know that common name.
Everybody got a different name for something.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Jason wants an island tour.
Yeah, he wants you to come to the island and have a tour.
Or, I mean, I've never even done that on my channel because I'm not trying. I never had the idea that like, oh, I'm going to capitalize off of the fact that I live on an island and use that as leverage on my channel or something. I never really tried to do that. So I've actually made an effort to not come across like that either. And I've never like tried to exploit the island and be like, oh, this is where I live and this is all this stuff, because it has nothing to do with fish. So, I mean, going out into the bush and going and finding wild fish in a creek somewhere, that's one thing. But like, we had carnival last year and I wanted to make a little video and show everybody like
I remember
island culture and all that. And I filmed a couple of things and then I just it never came to fruition. I never made a video out of it because it's nothing to do with fish. There's really no place for it on my channel. Like, I'm not going to like make a video and share a cooking recipe on my channel or, just go off the wall. Like I worked hard to make YouTube happy with nice to me and happy with me. I'm not going to confuse the algorithm at all. It's the last thing I want to do is confuse the old computer there. Might start another channel though. That's it. Seems that's what everybody else. It's the new thing everybody else is doing. Start a new channel. That's what you've got. A couple. What is it? And then
I have 2, Big Easy and Pleco Whisper.
Well, and then Jeremy and Jeff Rose went and started another channel, and Corey has 4 or 5 channels.
Corey has the most.
He has what 4 real channels that I know of. I think you've got Aquarium Co-op. You had the Real Fish Talk. You had his business channel,
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then I think there's a fourth one. I think
He
maybe
got
there's maybe
more than
not.
that. You can remember he got all this these decoys that
Uh,
nobody knows about. You think it's somebody else, but it be him.
oh, those kind of accounts, maybe. I asked him
Hmm.
about that personally once, and he says he doesn't have time for that.
Right.
He says, I know people think that. He says, but I just don't have. I got enough going on already. I don't have time to do that stuff. But I know that he does have some other channels that are not that nobody knows about that are there.
Mhm.
There's another one, and I don't remember the name of it. I have to ask somebody what the name of it was because they told me and I found it. But he's got some channels that he's put out there as like a beta.
Mm.
Pardon the pun, but but like a like beta channels where he's put the
Right.
channel out. There's not one video on it, but he's just testing it. He has
Right.
one channel that doesn't have anything on it, and it has like hundreds or thousands of subscribers, and it's just because of the title of the
Mhm.
channel. I don't know if he's ever going to actually make that channel. I don't see how he could have time for it, but he does have some other channels that he has created about certain micro niches in the fish keeping niche, and he hasn't. He's just sitting on them, kind of like buying a URL. He got the name, he got the channel, and he's just sitting on it.
Yeah. Gotta have backup.
Yeah.
YouTube changing all these rules. I tell everybody, you better have a backup channel. If something go down, they cancel one of your channels. They say, "Oh, you just made a new channel." I know I didn't. I had this already.
I don't get it.
Mm-mm. You gotta have a backup. I
So
do. I'm on it right now.
I got my yellow King Kongs for sale, and my blue bolts and blue steels
I
on
got no
Aquabid
room.
and jhaquatics.com. Or getgills.com.
I don't have no room in the house. No room in my apartment. Put nothing.
I told you the couch and the coffee table are probably the couch and the coffee table are going to be gone.
You will have room.
I started looking on Amazon at the Intech baby pools.
I want to get rid of my 75-gallon, take and get some smaller gallons. No,
No,
don't do that.
No, I'm looking at those the Intech, those Intech baby pools. They're like 4 foot. They're like 4 foot by 6 foot.
Cookies.
They're like, I think they're 12 inches high, but 4 foot by 6 foot. It's like I think it's like the smallest one that Intech makes. But yeah, do that in my living room and fill it full of shrimp.
Jordan is here.
Jordan, yeah. Is someone eating chips?
Eating cookies.
Cookies. Oh, there you go.
Mm. You know Jordan was coming here messing with me. Is he in? Or was that you?
Who?
I
What?
I
In
heard
the
Jordan
hangout?
coming in. Yeah.
No, it's just me and you. You're probably hearing the dog chewing on a bone behind me. Oh, jeez. think I would like to get a hold of some guppies too. When I was younger, I used to breed a lot of guppies. So that's something that, like,
It's the easiest thing to breed.
yeah. Well, but also when it comes to fish for profit, like I'm right now, I'm sorry, I'm trying to come up with ways. I'm brainstorming. I'm trying to come up with realistic ways to create some cash flows, so that this stuff all pays for itself. But guppies are one of the easiest fish to get rid of too. That's what I'm looking at is, you could almost always get rid of guppies,
Right.
and people are always buying guppies. It's like one of those like infamous like first fish, or some 12-year-old's fish tank, some 8-year-old's like first fish tank or something. They're gonna get probably guppies.
It's guppies.
So there's always a market for guppies, but I'd like to do some nice Dumbo ears, some mosaic Dumbo ear guppies or something like that, and selectively breed them, like literally trios and tanks, just selectively breeding them and keeping track of the lineage and stuff.
I don't breed guppies. I'm tired of them now. I'm tired of bristle nose. I done breed another pair of breeders. I need to sell that.
It's like I'm looking at it from two different sides. It's like you want to have, if you're trying to stay alive, pay the bills, and try to make money off of it, but still enjoy your hobby. It's like you have to have two sides of it. You have to have the stuff that sells and makes money and is, easily sellable. And then you're gonna have your stuff that like you're doing for you, for the hobby, like for your passion. There's nothing to do with money. Stuff that is so rare that either people can't afford it or just it's obscure and nobody wants it. So like to me, that's kind of the kind of stuff that I would breed or keep for myself is stuff that is not going to have value and for one reason or another, it just not be a realistic form of income. And then you have your stuff like guppies and shrimp and things like that that you can almost always get rid of. I don't know. It's Neos. I think Neos are much easier to get rid of from my experience right now, because nobody's scared of Neos, but everybody is scared of Caridina shrimp because everybody hypes it all up and makes it seem like, it's so much more difficult and all these things you got to worry about. And yeah, you got to keep track of stuff. But if you're a novice, you probably shouldn't get into Caridina shrimp. Maybe your first tank or something, but I don't think it's that crazy. I don't know. A lot of people have come to me that have been interested in my shrimp, and they're like, "Oh, I'd like to get some of your shrimp," and then they ask me like 20 questions about the shrimp because you can tell that like they're totally worried about it, and in the end they don't want to buy the shrimp because they realize that the TDS needs to be here, the pH needs to be here, they need to have some kind of active substrate and these things, and then they're like, "Oh, it's just too much. I don't want to deal with it." I don't know. They're definitely a little harder to get rid of.
Once you get the hang of it, it's no big deal.
Right. But I mean, like when you're trying to sell them, Caridina shrimp are not. They're not the way to make fast money, but they are a lot more valuable. So if you do sell them, they're going to be worth more money, but you're not going to get rid of them on a daily basis. Like if I had red cherry shrimp, I mean, if you go to Aquabid, it's like half of the listings on Aquabid are like red cherry shrimp, fire red cherry shrimp, a bunch of neo cherry red cherries.
I want to get 4 zebra plecos. I bet I breed them like crazy. Everybody after me after that. If I get a horse and zebra.
What do they have in here for shrimp? Let's see, invertebrates. Oh man. Oh, I'm not a robot. No, I am not a robot.
I got those super red plecos. I may have when they start breeding, but they still too small.
Yeah, there's like Blue Dreams and Bloody Marys. Blue Dreams, Blue Dreams, Bloody Marys, Blue Dreams. They've got the yellow golden back. Just more
And
cured neos.
ain't nobody gonna buy them because they overpopulated.
That one looks good there. I like the blue jellies.
You always try to
The blue
find something that
jelly.
nobody has, and nobody else breeding.
I wonder if you could take a blue jelly and breed it with a yellow King Kong and get like some crazy
Color.
kind of like a jade shrimp, but not a green jade. Because it wouldn't happen that way. It would probably be like half yellow, half green, or something, or like a mix.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wonder what that would be. But it's funny. I talked to some of these guys from like Taiwan and stuff that I know through Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
we're like talking through like Google Translate and stuff. And I had asked them about a couple, one person in particular. I asked him about a couple of different things, and he's like, he's been doing it for so long, he could tell you, like he could tell me right off the bat, like what'll happen if I do this and this, and he's like, oh, you're gonna get this, or you're gonna get that, or whatever. And it's like, oh, you've done it, you've done all these already. They've all been done already.
That's true.
Like if I wanted to take the yellow King Kongs and the blue bolts and breed them together and get a crazy shrimp that kind of has a little bit of a yellowish thing going on and some green and blue and the white. And I talked to this guy in Taiwan and he said, I'll get tiger shrimp. You take the yellow King Kongs and the blue bolts, put them together. Eventually you'll just end up with a yellow tiger shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Because the blue bolts, I guess, are I think blue bolts in yellow King Kongs both have tiger on one side. They're bred with a tiger shrimp, of some kind of a tiger shrimp. Where was it? I had the notes for that somewhere. Oh, I don't know where it is. I'm not digging through stuff. Yeah. All the shrimp on here, for the most part, most all of them are red cherry shrimp. Like 50% of the listings for invertebrates are Bloody Marys or red cherry shrimp, and then there's some cool crayfish in here, but I'm not getting into the crayfish.
Now I don't get into it.
What's the most expensive stuff? They got some black rose. It's a lot of shrimp though too. 35 black rose for $113. That's not bad.
That's so high.
But that's a big breeder. He's got like 15 listings in a row here, so he's got a lot of. He's probably has a pretty big fish room. Do you have any shrimp?
Nope, don't got no room for one. No room.
Oh, you don't really have. You don't. You'd have to put together a tank, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to set up something from scratch because your other fish would just
Eat them.
chow on them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had them in a community. I had red cherry shrimp in a community tank, and everything was fine until the angelfish that were in that community tank, which they're separated now. They were smaller then too. I wouldn't normally keep angelfish as a community fish, but when they're young, it's one thing. But at a point, they need to I feel like they kind of are not much of they're too aggressive, especially when they start to get in the mood and breed. They will try to kill everybody else in the tank, like any other cichlid would want to do. But yeah, and once they got a taste for those red cherry shrimp, I just watched the population just plummet. Before you know it, they were all gone except for a couple of big fat females that were just too big to get in their mouth.
Mm-mm-mm.
What time is it? What is it? It's 10:20. The lights off in the bedroom, which means I gotta get off of here. I'm gonna hear something, or something's gonna get thrown at me, or whatever. I
I'm
don't
about
know.
to go to bed. I'm sleepy. It's 9:20 here.
Yeah.
It's time to go to sleep.
Yeah, I have an early day.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get an early day tomorrow. I got all kinds of stuff going on, and I have to go. I have to ship out. I have a bunch of stuff I gotta ship out in the morning. And the way it works for me, because I'm on an island, it has to get. I have to have it in the post office before 10 a.m. or it won't go out that day. And it's all livestock. Most of the shipments, most of the boxes are livestock, so they need to go out. They need to go. They need to be at the post office before 10, so that they end up on the. They end up on a boat off the island, or they'll sit, or they'll just sit in my post office overnight, which is a waste of everything.
True.
It's just goofy. So I haven't. I got to wake up early and do some computer work, and then I got to turn all the lights on early and freak all my fish out and start swinging nets around. Dan's fish does it interesting way. He bags his fish the night before,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't tie the bags or seal the bags. And then the next day, the morning, so all the work has been taken out of it, right? Like the fish are in their bags, labeled or whatever, and he has them all in boxes or however he does it specifically. I'm not sure. And then he does a water change that next morning before he boxes them and takes them to the post office. So it's pretty crazy. You know, it's an interesting method. If you have a lot to do, that does make sense. So he'll just pour out half the water from the bag, add new water, and then he uses a heat sealer and seals the bags
Okay.
and double bags it, and then he sends them out. Like, I guess I could have done that this morning, but tonight I could have bagged everything tonight, and then done a water change.
Save you some time.
What's up?
I will save you some time tomorrow.
Kind of, but it's 3 boxes. It's not a lot. Like I said, if I was like Dan, you have a website and a whole fish room full of stuff you're selling every day. Yeah, probably want to bag everything the night before, give it a quick water change in the morning, seal everything up, box it up, and send it out.
True.
What are you doing, kitties? Alrighty, I'm gonna get out of here.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming in.
Yeah. I don't know who's still up in here. Is 5 watching? But yeah.
Lurking, probably.
What was the channel called? I don't know what Aquamate was even talking about there. I'm missing that now. Going back to that. What channel? What was the channel called? What was I talking about? What channel? Oh, the channel. He's talking about Corey's channel. I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember what it's called for sure. It's about beta fish, though. I'll let that out of the bag. It's a beta fish tank. It's a beta fish channel. No videos on it. And like a couple, like 1,400 subs and no videos. Alrighty. All right, Mark. You have a good night, man.
All right then, Joseph. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye, everybody. And I can get this thing to work right, so I can stop it. There you go.